Sarah, I'm so excited to have you here.
So happy to be here.
So, we just talking all about how moms and stepmoms can use AI. And I think a lot of the women I work with and train through the Stepfamily Coach Academy are actually building businesses. They're building coaching businesses. And some of them already had businesses when they got certified. And then some of them come through and are kind of building from scratch. So, I would love to just pick your brain for a minute on like, what do you think the most valuable use of AI is for somebody that's maybe in the beginning stages of their business? Like, what can they do? Because it is really hard when you're a solopreneur to do all the things and stay on top of everything. What do you think the best uses of AI could be for a newbie?
Well, the things that come to mind for me are one, helping take on some of the tasks that you don't prefer to do. If you love being with your clients, but creating content or managing the workflows or doing some of the back office things or things that you dislike, AI can be a great resource for that. And also just the redundant things, the administrative things that as business owners we have to do over and over. I use AI specifically. I create projects and you can do that in ChatGPT, they're called projects. In Claude, they're called projects. In Gemini, they're called gems right now, but I wonder if that's going to change. And those are like a smart folder where you can give your own instructions about something that you do on a repeated basis. For me, writing email communications, I do all of the time. You can also upload files to be used as templates, and that AI tool will use those as context. And I don't really like, I mean, I know what I enjoy editing more than I enjoy writing. And
Hmm.
there's certain communications that I need to do all of the time, especially when it's about a promo or a deal that I'm offering and I get uncomfortable writing that kind of stuff. AI is great at that. So I would
Hmm.
say think about the stuff that you don't enjoy doing and find a way to delegate that to AI and use AI for the repetitive things that you do to save you time and maybe with some of the stuff that you're less comfortable writing, use AI to help you.
Yeah, and for coaches, I mean, they're going to be sending emails, they're going to be putting some stuff on social media, all of that. What's the best way to train AIs on your voice? Because, and I know that I've worked in ChatGPT and Claude, and I have my opinion about which works better to that end, but I never take what it gives me and
Mhm.
use that. I use it to help me ideate and to help me edit. But, people do use it. You can kind of tell a lot of times on social when somebody's used it for their captions and stuff like that because it doesn't necessarily sound like them. What's the best way to train them?
Okay, I would give 2 tips here. The first one is you have to do it yourself first. You have to
Yes.
write your own captions or content, and you have to do quite a bit of it so that you develop your own authentic voice and then extract that out, whether it's taking
So important.
screenshots on Instagram or if you post on LinkedIn, you can do a copy paste and pull that out of there. But first, you have to write it with your own human brain, and then you can use that to train AI on your voice.
I
And the
love that
caveat
because it's
here.
not, sorry to interrupt. I want to reinforce that this should not be a shortcut. If you are a brand new coach, don't start out using AI. Like you do have to do it yourself. I
You
love
have
that.
to do the work.
Love that. Love that.
You have to do the work, and then the next thing that AI can do for you is just help to automate it and batch it. So once you've done the hard work yourself and you've trained AI up, then you can just start having these content planning meetings with AI where I even I'm use Claude for my writing. Okay, it's time for another 2-week batch. And then just with a little bit of guidance from me after I've trained my AI tools to sound a little bit like me, I can go in there and have it create, but I never, just as you said, Cameron, I always have to be the last review. I cannot take anything straight out. And I guess I will give one more tip, and that is if you want things to sound less AI generated, you need to go into your AI tool of choice and put, whether it's in your memory or in your personalization instructions, things that bother you about how AI writes. Like the things that bother me, I don't want M dashes in
The
my
M
writing.
dash.
I don't like that sentence structure that if it's not X, it's Y, that we see so often right now. So
Yes.
think about the things that are like if you're looking at other people's content, the things that stick out to you and make it feel AI generated, then go into your own personalization settings or your own memory and make sure to tell AI explicitly, do not use these. And sometimes you have to remind them again, but generally getting that in there will help improve the writing and make it feel a little bit more human, a little bit less AI generated.
So that's a really good point. And that's something I need to do because I definitely have had many occasions. What it spits out is very like that, like formulaic with like lots of M dashes and lots of like 3 things, da da da, and it doesn't sound like me. And so I end up going in and I don't like this, redo it, or I'll just rewrite it. But really I should just give it better instructions
Give
to
it
like
better
not do
instructions
that.
and tell it for Instagram, always 5 relevant hashtags, but not, the words that I have already used. I tell it like, use emojis sparingly for Instagram only. No emojis for any LinkedIn
Yeah.
content. No, 1 emoji per email. These types
Yeah.
of little training things. Those are some of the other tells where you can really see that AI has had a hand in writing things. Just make a note of those in your mind and then share that with AI that you don't want it to write that.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. And it is important. And I think for coaches, you have to really know your person, like who you're speaking to, because if you don't, what AI is going to give you is going to be generic. It's not going to necessarily be talking to your person, right? You have to really get in there. It's not a shortcut.
There is a shortcut, I would say, to creating your ideal customer profile.
Uh-huh.
And the way that I have done that a couple of times, I think I've had to do it maybe once a year. I need to kind of refine and tighten in exactly who my target is. But I love using voice mode because if I just turn on talking to AI and describe who she is, who is my ideal customer, what does her life look like, where does she shop, what are her struggles, what are her wins, those types of things, and like really picture a person in my mind and describe all of that, then ask AI, turn this into an ideal customer profile for me. And then it will spit out all of the marketing that you need. And that's a great resource to train your AI tool with. So I guess I would say that is one shortcut to help you. You have to know that person first though, before you can get
Yes,
AI to
you
build that
do.
for you.
You definitely do. So for somebody who has like just decided, "Hey, I'm going to start coaching, I'm going to try this, I'm going to make it a side hustle or I'm going to quit my job and do this." Like what is the first thing you would tell them to do?
Well, the first thing I would tell them to do, besides thinking about what their voice and who their target is to start building your own list because our own email list is our most valuable channel. That's something that we can own, not something we rent from social media, which is, not truly ours and could go away at any minute. So I would tell them start thinking about the tool set that you might use to build your email list and to communicate with people because that's going to be your most valuable channel. And AI can really help you with setting it up as you're, on hand IT support and building automations or building messages. But I would say start thinking about how you're going to build your list, the list that you own, which is your own email communication or newsletter list.
I think that that is absolutely the best advice because it's important to get people into your email list and to do that top of funnel work, whether that's Instagram or whatever. But it's important to be able to have a way like build your Instagram following, build your TikTok following, but have a way to convert those into potential leads because if something happens to Instagram, it goes down for the day. Where
Right.
are your people? You don't have
Hmm.
access to them, you know,
Mhm.
that's
Or God
huge.
or it goes down for a day or you get locked out, which I know actual
Yeah.
legitimate business owners who've lost their accounts due to some misunderstanding, and that resource that's gone. They've lost their audience or the tool goes away
Yeah.
entirely. These things come and go.
No, that's so true. I know people that that's happened to too, and I mean, the panic that that creates is crazy. Um, okay, I love this. We're gonna keep this short, but where can people find you? Anything else you might have for folks? And then tell us where they can find you.
Sure. You can find me at aiempoweredmom.com. And actually, I share a lot of the tips on how I run my business, how I use AI to enable me to have an AI business and a newsletter and a podcast. I share that information on LinkedIn. So you can find me at Sarah Dooley, AI Empowered Mom on LinkedIn, where I'm
Awesome.
giving away the prompts that I use, how I use AI for my podcast, how I use AI to find speaking engagements and all those types of things. So that's all over on LinkedIn. I guess if I was going to give one tip to somebody who's just starting out is AI tools are great to help us with productivity, but we can't fully trust them. So one little shortcut before you try something new with AI in your new business, which feels scary and risky, is that you can double check any instructions that AI gives you either with a simple Google search or by putting it in another AI tool. And I do this all the time. If I'm going to do something that feels scary with my new business and AI is helping me with tech support, I'm using ChatGPT. I take those instructions and put them into Gemini and say, is this going to work? This is the result that I'm
I
going
love
for.
that. That is
So
such a good tip.
it's hard using AI for our businesses. It's hard learning something new and it feels risky. So I use AI to check AI before I proceed with
No,
something
that's
brand
so
new.
smart, and it takes a little bit more time, right? Like, 'cause you're having to do it in another, tool, but, that is really, really smart because there are some times when you're talking to it and you're like, "Is this really?" Because sometimes it does give you, like, off the wall wackadoo stuff that you're like, "This can't be right." Yeah.
Right. Or it's out of date,
So,
you know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you need a quick double check, use AI to check
Yeah,
AI.
I've definitely noticed with research, it's not always up to date. Like some of the I'll plug in for step family research and it'll give me results. And I'm like, I know that there's something more recent because I've read the study on that. Like it's not, Um, well, Sarah, thank you so much. I so appreciate you coming on the podcast, coming on YouTube. And I'm so excited for people to get to know you.
Thanks, Cameron.